Hello, everybody, and welcome to the TTV podcast, episode 308. I'm Meso.
I'm Eljay.
I'm Tenebrae Invictus.
I'm Takuma.
I'm Matoro.
And hello, everybody!
Hey!
Second week in a row with a flawless intro. You guys rock.
It's amazing what we can do sometimes when we, I guess as we get older, we're actually able to get the name order right.
And when the troublemakers aren't around.
Yeah, the rabble-rousers aren't here.
Mardi Gras.
Oh yeah, Mardi Gras!
You couldn't just let it go.
Nope.
Mardi
I
Gras,
know.
TTV, they're basically the same word. Can't
What
have
does rabble rouser even mean?
Someone who rouses the rabble.
Well, yeah, but,
rouses
like,
the rabble.
What's a rabble?
Good question.
Okay, rabble rouser,
very-
a person who speaks.
It's like kind of related to
I
rubble.
don't know,
emotions
the
of a crowd of
stuff.
people, typically
the-
for political reasons.
thing.
Eljay,
What?
Rabble
no
means
political
like-
stuff.
Oh, sorry.
rabble means a mob of people or like a disorderly crowd. So probably someone who like provokes the angry mob is essentially what it means.
Get out your pitchforks.
Whoa, what do
Yeah.
you know? Learn something every day.
And welcome to the TTV Education Podcast.
Yes.
Where
Welcome.
Did you know that a horned lizard can shoot blood from its eye?
I did, actually.
Yeah, it's because I told you before.
What? No way. I grew up on the Animal Planet, dude.
You grew
He
up
grew
on
up-
the Animal Planet.
That explains a lot. There's an alien visitor.
That makes sense. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's why he's sick.
Yeah,
Human
fans,
sickness has struck him.
fans, this episode will likely be released either on Christmas or the day before Christmas. So please send LJ your strength for the Christmas day. He's deathly ill. He might leave us before the
Help
new
him,
year.
help him achieve
or
that epic
he could
Christmas
just
royale.
die,
He's like
and they
Tiny
can
Tim.
return his presents and get
Yes.
the money back.
Send your strength to LJ. He's not doing good.
No, I got sick.
But is he doing well?
He has come down with a terminal case
No,
of the
he's
sick.
not digging any holes for water, Takuma.
Yeah, but if he's not out there acting like a superhero, he's not doing good either.
Oh, dang. Welcome to TTV,
Well.
the Grammar Podcast.
We've really thought about this one. We've thought of it all.
Yeah. He that trip that you took, we mentioned that you couldn't really talk about. It took its toll.
Yeah,
And,
unfortunately.
The annual case of the LJ illness has now happened.
Idaho seems to provide some sort of like insulation from sickness for you. I don't understand. It's like as soon as you leave it, you contract some sickness every time.
I don't know,
There's
man.
like no one in Idaho, so you have
Yeah,
no
when there's nobody to pass the sickness to him. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that
that's
makes
the
sense.
thing. So, ugh. I'll get better eventually.
Fingers crossed. Until then, that'll be the coughing you hear.
Yeah.
So please
Well,
be sure to comment angrily about how annoyed you are at
Cough,
LJ
cough,
coughing.
cough.
I've got.
It's like weird. It's like some kind of alien or something, and there's like certain it's like you gotta return him to back to the source or something.
Oh my gosh, it's when ET starts to die and they have to rush him to a ship.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, speaking of ET, I saw Bumblebee last night. It's basically the Transformers version of ET.
Is that a
They're
good
very-
thing? Or...
No, it's a fun movie, but I feel like it copies a lot of story beats from ET. It's like, it's almost like a reskin in some ways.
That's generally what I've heard. I've heard it's a very, very, kind of cliche movie. But
Yeah.
still
nothing new
good.
under the sun.
And that's why it elevates it like above all the other Transformers movies, because it actually is a good movie, if not original. That's generally what I've heard.
Oh yeah, it's
There's-
definitely.
my understanding is that the bar was never set too high, so
Essentially. But hey, even still, a good Transformers movie. So
Yeah, it's surprising. I mean, I'm not even a Transformers fan, but I was very satisfied with it. I thought it was fun. Thought it was very sweet. Like, it is a bit cheesy at times, and I don't know if I'm lagging out really bad now.
You were not.
Okay. I just heard something sound
That was
funny.
Eljay
I don't.
dying.
I mean, like there are some parts, obviously, like the fight scenes and stuff that definitely make it like PG-13, but you can tell it's like a kids movie at heart.
As opposed to PG or R. I don't know which way you're going here.
Not up.
Are you saying that
Definitely like
Not Up, the Pixar movie.
not up the Pixar movie, but definitely transform. No, it's
I was just trying to get out of the fact you said that the fight scenes make it PG-13. Are you talking about like it brings it down from R or up from G or PG?
up from
Okay.
a kids movie.
Okay. That's well.
But I like the music choices. I think they cut some of them really weird. They'll like start playing a song for like 10 seconds and then there will be like a door opening or something that'll like instantly end it. It's kind of
You've
weird.
never
But...
noticed that in movies before?
No, but I mean like it's just
it's-
jarring how many times they did it in this movie specifically.
I've seen
No.
other movies like that. I couldn't tell you one by name.
Let me ask you a question, Mitch, because generally the vibe we've got from this movie is it's a very different take on Transformers than Michael Bay was. Do you get the vibe that this is going to lead into a reboot of the Transformers mythos, or does this function more as like a direct prequel to?
I don't know. There's
Michael
an
Bay
end scene. There's an end scene that basically makes it seem like it's actually setting up for the one that already exists, basically.
Okay.
Let's see. Prentice is like.
I was gonna say he seems to disagree.
So many inconsistencies. It's so annoying. Fair enough.
No,
There's
he said
just something that
it's
happens where it seems like
slow.
it's like, oh dear, please don't tell me you're keeping the Bayformers as part of the movie. The movie.
I mean, I
lore.
think it's I think it's an intentional kind of halfway point.
Yeah.
Not to draw a comparison, because I know it's a touchy subject, but kind of like G2, where it was implied that it could go either way. It could be a continuation, it could be a reboot, and whichever one was more popular would end up being the way they went with. With G2, they didn't go anywhere, but with this movie, if it goes super popular, if people love it to death, I figure they will probably make more Transformers movies in the style of this rather than Bay heavy. And apparently there's like the scenes in the trailer that are on Cybertron. I know that's pretty much at the beginning, right? And then not for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, that's like the first like 2 minutes.
Yeah, I've heard it's very well done, and
Yeah, no, it
potential
definitely looks
there.
really cool though.
There's potential there to make movies in that style, which I would love. But I mean, I'm not one of those people who, on principle alone, detests human characters. I'm actually perfectly fine with Transformers with human characters, because that's what it always was. That's what that franchise was back with the cartoons. There were always humans taking part in it. It's just they need to not suck. I don't really know how else to put it. I could give some elaborate breakdown on why the human characters in the Bay movies don't work, but I feel like I don't have to. Generally, most people know why. So, but that's not to say they can't work. You just need a competent hand and a good script.
You don't like Shia LaBeouf?
He was the one I minded the least. But it was all the supporting
I can't remember
cast.
the name of the girl. He was so popular, like for like a few years.
Megan Fox.
Yeah.
I mean, she was fine too.
Yeah.
It was the original movie. I still maintain the original Transformers Bay movie was fine. It was a well done movie generally, aside from some cringe comedy. It was the sequels that really went off the rails and stopped making any sense whatsoever. But Prentice says they focused on the jokes more than the plot. It doesn't make sense when you remember all the important things from the first movie. Fair. Especially if they're trying to make it, a Bay continuation movie. But let me raise you this counterpoint. Each movie in the Bay series, completely kills all of the lore. Oh, he says that was about Wreck-It Ralph. Never mind. Never mind. Even still, it all of the subsequent Bay sequels completely destroyed all of the prior continuity and lore. So if Bumblebee is a little inconsistent in some ways, I don't really mind too much. I'm gonna see it at some point. Probably not in theaters, but I love myself a good underdog story, you know? I love seeing a franchise rise from the rubble and become good again after taking hits and getting smacked down.
He
And
likes to see a franchise roused from the rabble.
Exactly, yes.
Roused from the rabble.
And the Transformers movies are pretty much, bottom of the barrel cinema because of how, reviled they are for good reason. I would love to see them turn around. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. I thought it was worth a watch. I'd probably give it around a 7. Same with
Fair enough.
watching Aquaman last week. I guess in the US they both came out this week. I'd say they're both worth watching. Both fun, but not definitely got a lot of flaws. John Cena is a interesting character. He kind of makes the movie more cheesy than it probably had to be, but
Is he the
whatever.
token military dude?
Yeah, pretty much. But he's like the one that's closer to being sensible. Like he it's like a sensible seesaw. Sometimes he's the sensible character and sometimes he's not. But for the most part, he's like the good military guy, the misguided one.
So like Josh Duhamel. The guy in the first trilogy that ended up becoming a part of the cast and came back. I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't watched the other. I actually haven't watched Bayformers just because I always heard they were bad. Besides,
Wait, what?
action/CGI.
Have you watched?
No,
any
I've seen
of
the
them?
first one, ages
Dude!
ago.
I think I saw the
I did-
first and second.
We gotta
one.
watch them. They're so good. In an ironic way.
Crap.
I never watched the cartoons either. Honestly, the greatest what's the word I'm looking for? Not experience. Interaction. I don't know. The best transform. The blah. Wow. Words. Let me try that again. The only Transformers that has really ever existed in my life to any extent was a couple of the video games that came out, a few years ago that you can't even buy anymore because, Hasbro Activision deal expired, which means, nope, you can't buy our game anymore, which is stupid.
I really
But
like
specific-
Transformers animated when I was a kid.
Animated is
It was
great.
a good show.
All I can really say is that Fall of Cybertron is a really good game, in my opinion.
Huh.
Mange,
Oh well, some people have wrong opinions.
Mange, we must watch the Bayformers movies. I'm serious.
Dude, there's
They're
so many stuff
funny.
we haven't gotten around to
They're
watching.
so funny. The second one is hilarious. The third one is actually competent. I'd put it just a little bit under the first movie. The fourth one is boring. It's probably the most boring movie I've ever watched. The Last Night. The Last Night is... I've never seen The Room in full. I'm sure that's worse. But it's the funniest movie I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my
I
goodness.
died laughing at The Last Night when they have Merlin in the movie and all of the Transformers gave Merlin tech back in King Arthur's era.
What?
And, it just compared. And Unicron was Earth the whole time. They just completely
Yikes.
go insane in that movie. And that's probably that movie was so crazy. It's probably why they've just dropped it now. Dropped the continuity. There's no way to follow it up. They wrote themselves into such a corner. And Mark Wahlberg is yeah, I don't know.
Okay, well, I will
Yes,
say that's
I'm aware that Unicron being Earth has been done in other media, but I'm sure there's a competent way to do it. The Bayformers was not the best way to do it.
What I know, the way that Transformers 1 begins, the way it sets it up for the relevance to the Autobots for coming is not the same as why they're coming in Bumblebee. So I think that's a plus that they're not necessarily using that plot per se. I mean,
Yeah.
technically it could be implied, but like you said, it's always it's very wide in terms of what it could, if it could turn out to be a reboot or a prequel.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm curious to see where it goes. I feel the same way about Transformers that I do about Halo, a franchise that's been knocked down so low. I want to see it come back. And this week they talked about Halo Infinite a bunch, the next game they're releasing. And they're using all sorts of buzzwords to draw people in. And I'll admit, it's kind of working for me. They mentioned that 4-player split screen is back and is working perfectly well.
Does that include the PC version or just console versions?
Very good question. I would
screen.
assume parity between versions, but best to not assume until disclosed. They did mention that PC, and this is their wording, not mine, will be treated as a first-class citizen in all regards. So
Hey, they're gonna give us the respect that we deserved from the beginning. Go figure.
exactly. And for fans of Halo already, they mentioned that Spartans will have black undersuits, which has been a feature requested for about half a decade, and also armor customization like Halo Reach.
Halo Reach, PogChamp.
Man,
Yeah.
I wish I had any context for any of this, but I don't because Microsoft sucks and wouldn't release it on PC.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna buy a console just for one
All right,
game.
Meso. Let's hear the education. What's the difference between Halo Reach customization and everything onwards?
I mean, I'm not gonna go
Or before.
I'm not gonna go too crazy.
I have one Halo game. That's Halo 2, and I picked it up within the past
Well,
year.
that doesn't have any customization.
I'm not gonna
besides the
bore you
coloring.
with the details, but let me illustrate it this way, Takuma. Imagine, customizing your Spartan using the Inika build template from Bionicle.
The Spartan is the Halo
Your
dude,
dude.
right?
Yes, your own super soldier, and you can
Okay.
change his armor. But the only way you can do it is like the Inika build from Bionicle, where you have a template. And yes, there were different types of armor for the Inika build. There were different pieces, but generally, they all looked the same. You had the smooth type of armor that the Anika used. You had the jagged, spiky kind the Paraka used. But you put it on your figure, the shaping was the same. The Halo Reach armor system was like if you had a template, but every single piece of armor was different sizes, different textures, different configurations, and you could mix and match it to your heart's content and actually create unique looks for your characters. That's I guess maybe CCDS would have been a better example for the bad kind of customization.
Yeah, no, it's like if you got the tiny CCBS shell and ugly variants of it is like the new customization.
There's
for
different
Halo.
pieces, but they all generally look the same. And it's been that way for years. They're returning to an era where armor customization is much more distinct. And you can create a character that looks, very visually striking and different from each other.
Yeah,
And
that whole analogy didn't do anything for me, but I'm just going to assume you know what you're talking about at this point.
Yeah, basically it's good news. But is it enough to restore faith in Halo? I'm going to turn to a jaded veteran, Eljay. Is it?
Eljay's like,
cough, cough, cough.
I mean, not really.
Okay.
It's gonna depend heavily on how it plays.
Well, I'm talking about armor.
Well, yeah.
What do you want to see in your Halo armor?
I want to see my.
He just wants to look like Master Chief.
So first of all, CQB, nah. And second of all, I just want my reach armor back, like entirely.
Fair enough. All right. Well, you might get your wish. We'll see. Magic asks what was mentioned about Halo Reach style armor customization and 4-player split screen. The end. Yeah,
Thanks, that's so epic. Wow.
that was a big thing that happened this week, but it's just more buzzwords. I want to see it in action, but it's probably not going to be a game released till 2020, so we'll be waiting a bit.
Matoro, do you think you can wait that long for a Halo game?
Yeah.
Epic, cool. Me too.
I'm far more excited about, hey, I know this is something Meso will like, Metroid Prime 4.
Don't bring that up.
I just did. Too late. Like, between that and Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, I may actually have to get a Switch.
Don't bring that up either. That was the
Dude.
thing they
Switch or
showed.
the Switch or Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
Dude, Ultimate Alliance 3 is hype.
Ultimate Alliance was the thing they showed instead of Metroid at the Game Awards, and I hate it by proxy.
Instead of the Avengers game.
Yes. They had the Russos there for some reason.
The
Nobody
Russos
talked
showed
about
up for
Marvel.
this.
the Russos showed up to give Fortnite some award. It's so dumb.
But Thanos was in it. We talked about this.
They didn't even mention that. Okay, I'm not gonna get mad.
Everybody do it though.
It sounds a bit late to say you're not going to get mad after that outburst. Just saying.
I'll pull it back in. All right. How have you guys' week been? Anything interesting happened?
I went to work. Yes, dude. Work was the best. I got the most monumentally boring task of all time. I got told I had to look at a list of. They have this website where they keep track of all the stuff they do. Like they get handed out assignments like, hey, do this for the website. I get to take what that task is, copy it into a Word document, like the description, copy all the images, put it in a folder, and I have to do all of them that they've completed, which is like 300 something different tasks. And I get to make one big folder full of folders full of Word documents. And it is so boring. I think I didn't even like work on it yesterday because I can't handle how bad it is. Life's great.
I've been training in a couple new interns the past couple days.
Dude, look at Boss Takuma over here.
Yeah, I'm still not used to the whole boss thing.
Boss baby Takuma.
Big boss.
Wow.
This is an interesting concept.
What's
Yeah.
an interesting concept?
Nothing.
I've just been working at Target during the holiday season, which is going about as well as you might expect.
Horribly.
What's been your favorite experience so far? Or what was the highlight of your week, Meso? Anything clowny happen while you're at work?
Not really.
You got everybody asking you for suggestions, and not one thing came up where you thought, hey,
I mean,
maybe
there's
I'm
like-
gonna,
there's
like,
nothing-
punk them.
There's nothing funny. No, I don't troll people at work. I'm a kind soul.
But what if they're just
Probably
like,
a good
what if they're like
idea.
unintentionally trolling themselves? Like they're just. Were there any opportunities where it seemed like there would be a good trolling moment, and then you were like, I'm the better person. I'm not gonna troll them. I'm just gonna give them straight.
I wish something like that. No, I mean, I try to genuinely help people because I get it. It's Christmas time. It's a time of year where people are just coming. You know, they're wanting stuff they don't necessarily know all about. But no, nothing like that really happened. I sound boring, but I'm a good guy at work.
Man,
I'll
all
help
the people in your area are just
Yeah,
boring, huh?
I think the
They
one
know
thing
exactly
I'll
what
say,
they want, and you're just a good guy.
well, the one thing that has happened a lot that I've is interesting is people will come to Target to just ask people's advice on what to get for Christmas.
There's
Like,
a whole
they'll-
internet at their fingertips, and they gotta go to
They-
Target.
yeah, that's the one thing that I have found that's an interesting pattern. They don't come asking for stuff they've already thought about, like where do I find this? They're like, hey, so I don't know what to get this person. They're X
Because
years
you're gonna
old.
know that person better
Yeah.
than they do.
Yeah, it's weird. They want like they're like 8 years old and they like this.
Outsider
What would they
opinion.
enjoy?
If
And
you
I'm
need to
like,
go to Target and ask an employee what to get for somebody you know, you should probably spend more time with that person and less time on your smartphone, you millennial.
mhm.
I say that, but I imagine you're probably talking about people that are older and not necessarily millennials.
You'd be surprised. A few millennials.
I know nothing would surprise me at this point. Nothing.
Nothing
not-
would surprise you at this point.
I have directed a few people towards Lego, which was fun. They got the Ninjago Firstborn, which I hope they enjoyed. But otherwise, it's basically a lot of video game stuff. It made me realize there's a lot of good deals on game consoles out there right now that I wish I had the money to take advantage of. Namely, the Spider-Man bundle from a while ago, the Spider-Man PS4 for $199. That was a killer deal. But
Oh baby.
I don't know. I realized that game marketing sucks. It's kind of what I've learned. Trying to explain to an elderly person looking for a Christmas gift the difference between an Xbox One S or an Xbox One X or the regular Xbox One makes me want to die. And it makes me realize just how like asinine Microsoft is with that naming scheme.
Yeah.
This one looks better on your TV than the other one does.
It's also what's even worse, Nintendo 3DS, Nintendo 2DS. That's the worst
I feel
one.
like that one should be easier to wrap your head around.
Like one folds and the other doesn't. What's hard about that, Meso?
Well, one
One
also.
Why aren't
is
you
3D
communicating
and one
this?
is 2D.
Yeah, but does it play the same games? I'm like, well, yes. It's just that you won't be able to get the 3D component. You're like, do I need 3D glasses? No, you don't. It's just like that was kind of the whole thing. And I'm like, well, should I buy the 3DS over the 2DS? No, because the 3D functionality is kind of terrible. I would never recommend someone buy a 3DS. It's so bad. I also find it funny. I had someone the other day who really wanted to buy Destiny. And for some reason, we're still selling the base game of Destiny 2 for $29.99, while also having a deal for Destiny 2 Forsaken bundle
jeez.
for $39.99. And I just kind of have to wonder, why do we still sell that? It's so misleading.
Because it makes money.
Yeah, I had to talk him out of it because I was like, you're not getting basically any of the modern content if you buy this. You have none of the DLC. And he was like, okay, well, show me where the DLC bundle is. And I was like, okay, right this way. I get there and we're out of it.
Wow.
And I just kind of have crippling frustration at that point because he wanted the game
to upsell
today.
this dude and it didn't even work.
Why is I can't believe we're still selling it. I can't believe they haven't taken it off the shelves. Why? It's a outdated product. Pay $10 more, get everything. I don't understand it. Those
Because
are my.
They want them to pay more than $10 more in the long run.
I mean, I guess. Otherwise, there's no funny stories. I also don't have any real complaining stories. Working retail, everyone says it's like horrible. And it kind of is, but only if you're a person like me who actually cares about the job. I know a lot of people who phone it in, and it's not the workload that's bad, I guess, is the point I'm saying. It's the feeling of having incompletion or of letting people down who drive all the way out there and want something that you don't have. If you're an empathetic person, it's bad. Otherwise, the work itself is fine.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
don't
when it comes
understand the
down to
complaints.
it, you can. If everyone at some point in their life worked customer service jobs would be a lot easier.
Yeah,
The nicest people are always the ones who've already been in your shoes.
pretty much. So that's my life. I'm doing all right. Let's time travel forward because this is gonna be released on Christmas Day. What are you guys gonna be doing today?
I thought you were going to ask, like, what did you get for Christmas?
Yeah. How are you guys gonna spend your Christmas?
Probably at work. XD. They don't.
Go to my parents since I actually
Is
have to
Christmas
do
not
that
a
now.
thing in Thailand?
No, they're like mostly Buddhist, so Christmas is just like
Makes sense.
they set up all those Christmas trees at the
I
malls
don't
and
know,
stuff,
'cause,
and they
yeah,
promote
like some
shopping.
countries though, like that you
but-
think wouldn't be into Christmas, like are for like no real reason. Just
They
'cause
like
of,
the winter
commercialism.
idea of Christmas. They don't care about like celebrating it as a day where everybody gets presents and stuff. So it's probably a work day. I don't know. I might skip. We'll see.
You might skip.
I'm doing stuff on Christmas Eve with some friends, like building gingerbread houses. I might record it because like all those people are Russian. I think it'd be hilarious. But I think like the 26th, the morning of the 26th, I'm gonna be able to Skype call my family and stuff, like 1 a.m, because it'll be like in the evening over in London where my sister's at. Family will be like morning for them in Utah, so have a nice cross-continental call. Good times.
Good stuff. What about you, Eljay? If you're feeling well enough to do anything, what are you gonna do?
gonna die.
Probably just
If
gonna.
he's not dead by then.
Yeah, probably just gonna stay home and recuperate.
You're gonna give the gifts of people's energy to help keep you afloat.
His stocking will be stuffed with gluten-free crackers.
Yeah.
His wish list is just gonna be like his will.
Yeah. Nah, I don't have any big plans.
Oh.
We should play
I mean-
Minecraft on Christmas and build a giant Christmas
Yes.
tree.
Oh.
Yes. I still haven't
Yes.
finished my tunnel
Let's
into like
go.
oblivion. I was working on this
No,
tunnel. I never
we're,
did
you know,
it.
we don't play on that map anymore.
No. I'll make another
I
one.
I
I'll
think I
start
tried
over.
to convey that to you. We
I have
started
a
on the new
server.
world again.
Wait, Matoro, are you gonna be around on Christmas?
I can be, yeah.
Let's do it. Let's play
That
Minecraft on
can be
Christmas.
winky face.
Because I'm
What
off work on
time?
Christmas. I don't know. I don't know what time for you, Mr. International, but
I mean, like, I'm just the opposite time
You just
for
sound like
from
James
you. I
Bond.
mean, like, if you do it like mid-evening, I'll wake up for it.
yeah, it'll be mid-evening. It'll be around the time
That's
we
a good
usually
way
do
to
the
wake
podcast.
up. Wake up like super early and play Minecraft. I love it.
Let's do it.
Just stay up all night, go to work
Well,
dead.
We'll help Matoro build a tunnel. We'll build a Christmas tree. We'll build
Yes.
a Christmas bunker. We'll make Christmas dinner.
Well, okay, the stairway, Matoro stairway. It's like, think of Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin. You know, it's the exact opposite.
The highway to hell.
It was so good. I kept.
Yes, but a
No,
stairway.
yeah, like I think. Didn't I dig it till like we found lava or
I'm on
something
the
like that?
Yeah,
stairway.
we just-
Well,
water.
I think we just dug into the bedrock. Wow, thanks.
We've got good acoustics here. Somebody has to fill in for Vaughn.
Yeah.
Rip bar. One like
Crying
equals one
face.
prayer. Oh, that'll be fun then. Because, yeah, my Christmas gift is that I don't have to work. I'm working every day up until Christmas and every day after Christmas. But Christmas is off. So that'll be fun.
Neato.
I foresee a fair number of practical presents in my future. Like, I'm anticipating I'll be getting, like, plates and bowls and pots and pans and stuff like
I know,
that.
I'm super
for
excited
Christmas.
to get some good socks for Christmas. Very stoked. Practical gifts are a good thing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes.
I mean, for some people, socks are a novelty, though. Don't get me
I need
wrong,
the
I'll be
socks,
grateful
man.
to
I
get
need
things
the
like
socks.
and pans and plates and stuff from my new place, but, you know, I don't know. Something about Christmas is like, I want fun presents. And, you know, I can't, like, I unwrap those plates on Christmas and I'm like, wow, thanks, I really do appreciate it, but I can't do anything with these until I go home tomorrow and wash them.
Yeah.
In this very, very, very real struggle. I can
Yeah.
relate to that as
I'm a
as
spoiled
plate
brat.
user. I feel that, Takuma. Dude, socks are a nice gift though. It depends on if they've got a cool design on them or not. I like to every now and then buy some socks with a cool image. Like I got some Darth Vader socks last year. Those things are dope, but it was like $20
Can we get
for the one
TTV
pair.
branded socks on our Teespring store?
Yes. Oh my
Yes.
gosh, TTV socks. I would wear those every friggin' day.
By the
Me
way, let's
too.
plug the shirts. Those will be going
They're
up on
nice
Christmas
shirts.
Day. Will this be well, that'll be the next wave of shirts, right?
We should have plugged them at the beginning, but yeah, if it's a Monday,
Yeah, nobody's gonna hear it now.
if it's a Monday, yeah, the next batch of shirts will go up then, on Christmas Eve.
All right. Well, there we go then. That to look forward to.
Also, I think we can get socks. It's just we don't have the ability to make them yet. 'Cause, like,
Look, if enough people keep buying our shirts, the socks will be unlocked,
Make a
unsocked.
patron for the
New
for the
stretch goal.
socks.
TTV socks.
Our first socks should have a design that says, like, sock it to them. I'm just saying.
Yeah, just put the logo on it.
trying to. Yeah. Okay. So we.
Is
We have
there a good bionicle
Put the
sock that
logo
we could do?
with, like, the sort of the red circle with the line through it symbol, and then it says sock it to them.
So we can actually do a lot of things.
The way I see it, we can do whatever we want.
Things we don't have right now. We can do backpacks. We can do leggings. We can do phone cases.
Oh. TTV leggings.
Beach towels.
beach towels. Oh, beach towels would be fun.
Here we go. Cruise
Because
socks.
if you go to the beach and your pasty white complexion isn't enough to give you away as a fan of TTV, just in case, there's this towel you can bring with you.
Yeah. Cruise socks.
Or like,
dress socks. What was it, Matoro?
What was that?
I was just thinking about like last year. How I was looking at the pictures of us from last year, and like we all look like freaking like Holocaust victims or something.
Oh, fudge. Oh.
What?
Well, so I'll let you take care of this one. He's not.
What do you
listening.
mean by that?
What?
Oh no.
You just
Where?
you just all look I don't know, like just like gross.
Oh fudge.
But like,
Socks.
what kind of analogy is that?
Socks.
I,
Fleece
I want to
blankets.
see. I still want to see your freaking pictures that you took at Brick Fair.
Indoor
Yeah, no,
pillows.
I'll scan them when I'm over. When I have my scanner. No, I just mean we're all like gangly looking and like we all look tired.
Yeah,
and
maybe
that's-
you were.
I'm not
Pull over
experiencing
hoodies.
that.
I don't think that Holocaust victims
Oh gosh.
would look gangly and tired.
Bags.
I mean, like, if you found them at the camp, then they probably were. I wish the best. I wish the
What have
best
I
for their
done?
families and those who have lived on, and I hope we can overcome such bad things in our
Thank you,
present
man.
day.
Bringing it down back to earth.
Oh jeez.
All right.
Thank you, Matoro, for helping us remember them.
Huh.
All right.
I throw
that
that
was
out
just
pretty
said.
casually all the time, to be honest. So I think
What?
I've distanced myself to it.
I think we need a bit of shift in culture
Mugs.
over here, specifically
T-
yours, but.
TTV mugs.
All right. That's awesome then. We got merch. Merch in our future.
Yeah.
Merch in the future.
You know what would make a great shirt?
Go on.
D&D characters.
Oh, Takuma. One day.
Listen, I've already made my.
Yeah, you keep
character.
saying that, and you're always on my
I know,
case,
you're
but now
not
you're just
gonna
like,
say
I'm not
something
gonna have
like
time.
I am jokingly on your case.
Fight.
Tension?
Fight.
Question mark.
There will be no fight tonight. I respect Takuma and his life
But it's
priorities.
fight night. Come on.
My priority,
Friday.
I'm waiting on you, dude.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
All the
Let's go.
2 years. All the
LJ
2
has a
years when I
character.
had free time that I was waiting on you.
Well, excuse me,
This
princess.
is an intervention.
All the time when I was a teenager with no responsibilities, waiting for you to finish your Bionicle RPG that has now gone unused and replaced with regular D&D.
Because
Now that
I'm not
I'm a
a game
working
designer.
adult.
It sucked. I sucked. And pardon me if there's an age difference between us, okay?
We're
Maybe you should have been
man.
born sooner.
This is the Oscar-winning moment right here.
You don't understand me, old man.
Gosh, you're loud.
Don't say I don't understand you, because I was your age once.
Once upon a time in a galaxy far, far.
Takuma's trying to come down to your level, man. He's trying to be.
LJ's
better
made a
person, and you're
character.
just
Why can't you be more like
brushing him off.
LJ?
Okay, that's on recording. I never thought I'd ever live to hear that. Top 10 TTV moment of 2018.
What am I, Takuma, the waste of space, second child?
No.
I feel like I'm
Probably.
watching that one scene from Thor, like the first Thor, and Meso's Thor talking to Takuma as Odin, and Meso's like, "You're an old man and a fool,"
You're an old man and a fool.
and Takuma just like he slams his spear thing down, and he says, go to your room," and then Meso flips a table.
Who's chewing stuff?
It's
Finally
Meso.
done with my burnt. I'm finally done with my burnt
Meso.
pizza. There's nothing more to chew.
Why
Burn.
would you burn pizza?
Accident, but it was tasty.
Oh my gosh, Meso, why don't
Yes,
you
I'm sure
You
Meso
were an accident.
consciously meant to do that.
Oh my god, Takuma.
So why don't you eat charcoal?
Because
Because he didn't get anything else for Christmas.
Oh my gosh.
I have to treasure my coal. Oh yeah, speaking of coal, Ninjago had a
I knew it was
this
coming!
week. So, within a
Saying
Lego
birthday?
podcast, so I mean, I guess there's no rule against talking about Lego here. Ninjago had a second trailer for their March of the... Well, technically, we haven't even talked about the first trailer. So, they released a teaser for the Ninjago movie in massive air quotes, March of the Oni, as it has now officially been titled. What, Takuma?
I was just saying, I'm so far behind on Ninjago.
Yeah. It was a trailer basically showing, the Oni are coming to Ninjago, and that was basically it. They were talking to Garmadon. And, it was an okay teaser. I was going to do a Ninjago cast on it, but there really wasn't anything to the teaser trailer. It was fairly unsubstantial. No date or anything like that. So we were going to just pass on it and mention it on Break Feed. Then they released a second trailer, accidentally, ? Someone on YouTube named SpinjaNinja433 got a screen recording of the trailer that apparently was available on Lego.com at some point, and then they deleted it because it was accidentally posted. But the screen recording is viewable. It's in pretty good quality, and it's much more detailed, I suppose you could say. The only word I could use to describe the trailer is it feels final. It has a sense of finality to it, yet we know Ninjago is not ending. So the only thing I can think of is that we might be shifting story arcs after this, or shifting tone quite dramatically. It was a very somber trailer. It was essentially Master Wu just talking about how, he's trained the ninja all these years and they've become family now, but like the Oni are here and they've been like taking all the realms and just basically killing everyone. And, I don't know if we're ready to fight them. And they tease Cole's death, which I don't think they're going to follow up on. I think it's a red herring. But they have him like fall off the bounty and Jay like yells out for him. And then Kai has like this grief-stricken look on his face, and Zane's like comforting him, and Nia looks distraught, and everyone's sad. And Master Wu talking about how endings are inevitable. We just have to fight to make them good ones, which is a great quote.
Wow.
But all the symbolism, it implies that Cole is going to die. And I don't think that's actually the case, even though I would love that more than words could possibly quantify.
Well, they might as well just like dangle it before the fans, like, hey, look, we might kill a character.
Yeah.
Pranked. Yeah, right.
Let's be real. Anyone who knows Ninjago knows that Zane is going to die again before anyone else does.
Power off.
The only one who they can kill safely is the robot.
Oh, dude, they could give Zane like an epic ending, like Blade Runner 1, where the android dies right in front of Harrison Ford.
Spoilers.
It's what are you talking about? Plenty of androids die. I didn't even say who. I didn't even...
Yeah, but do the iPhones die too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Harrison Ford kills iPhone 50.
Sorry, I'm just reading the patron chat.
Rip Zane and Matoro.
Yeah, it was a good trailer. And I'm looking forward to it. Still no date, but it's very clear to me that it's a very character-focused kind of a special, which kind of makes sense why they're not making sets off of it, because we also got confirmation that the legacy sets are not based off of March of the Oni, but instead are based off a series of 6 mini-movies released on Ninjago.com that are viewable right now. And they feature these, I guess, stylized retellings of old Ninjago stuff. Like, not all of it. Some of it's current day. We have Cole fighting the giant Stone Army warrior in prison. We have a flashback showing what happened to the Ultra Dragon. And then we just kind of have these flashbacks where they all look different. And Zane has a meta comment where he's like, oh, yeah, this is just augmented, processing to show super HD visuals or whatever to explain their new suits and their new designs. It's fun. It uses the sets. It's a classic throwback. I get it. I'm just glad to finally have that debate off the table. And we can now focus on March of the Oni as being a strictly character-centric special with no sets based off of it. That's all.
It'll be
That's
interesting.
all he wrote.
Feels bad. No one else.
Yeah, right. The rest of TTV is being thrown under the train.
Oh
We're tied to
no!
the tracks. Can't say anything. We have nothing to say. No,
I'm practicing my trainees again.
trainees.
Oh my gosh.
Practicing your training.
Hey, well, I mean,
You're
like, if
enlightening
you
You're doing
us,
pretty
Matoro.
well. The
Watch those legacy
inflection
clips.
in your vowels is a little off, but you're getting there.
Matoro, teach us about the trainees.
Interesting.
Wah, wah.
It kind of reminds me of this joke I heard last week, but I don't know if I remember it well enough to recite the whole thing by heart, so I might just have to wait until I can actually say it with confidence. It was pretty good, but
There was a pink gorilla and
no, not the pink gorilla story. That one I could do, but
Oh, pink
it's time for
gorilla.
it.
That's
you're
right.
ready anytime for the pink gorilla story. Always prepared.
Heard a joke
Well,
about a pink
I mean,
elephant last week. It's so good.
Do enlighten us.
Oh, you want to hear it?
Why not? We need some comedy on the podcast.
Okay. So, this is a joke I was told. I didn't make this up. Alright. So, there are two types of elephants. There are blue elephants and there are pink elephants.
Oh yeah.
We want to capture the pink elephants. Okay, we don't want to bother with the blue elephants because anybody can catch those. Alright? Oh gosh. Oh gosh, my eyes.
Matoro, why? That has to be the thumbnail now.
Boss
Thumbnail
baby.
fodder.
Boss baby Takuma.
Well,
Oh my gosh.
I'll just go ahead and put that.
Matoro, you legend.
The pizza.
I don't think you should feed pizza to a baby.
I know.
Yeah, you
Not
can. You just
suitable
have to
for
like tear it up.
babies.
All right. So two types of elephants: pink ones and blue ones. Don't want to capture the blue ones because anybody can catch one. So in order to capture a pink elephant, we gotta go to the jungle. And we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna pass the blue elephants because anybody can catch a blue elephant. Right? We're not gonna bother. So we go to the jungle. We go to this. Okay. We go to this outcropping, and we put some bananas in the middle of the outcropping, and we go hide. And a pink elephant comes along, and it loves bananas. Alright, so it eats the bananas. It's super happy, but we don't catch it. So it's happy, walks off. We go back home. Next day, come back. Come back. More bananas. Pass the blue elephants. We don't want to bother with them. Anyone can catch a blue elephant. So we pass it, go to the outcropping, put the bananas in the middle, and hide. And the pink elephant comes in, sees the bananas, eats them, and is thrilled. Gosh dang it. It's
And
thrilled.
it asphyxiates and dies.
Yeah. But we don't catch it. So it dances around, and it goes off, and then we go home. Next day, come back with even more bananas than we've ever had before. So we come back, past the blue elephants. Anybody can catch those. We don't want to bother. Go to the outcropping. Put all these bananas in the middle and hide. Pink elephant comes in. It is ecstatic. It is so happy. It eats the bananas. It is thrilled. Happiest day of its life. But we don't catch it. We let it dance around. It goes off. We go back home. Next day. Past the blue elephants. Anybody can catch those. We don't want to bother. Go to the outcropping and hide. No bananas. Pink elephant comes in. Sees there no bananas. And is immensely sad. And it turns blue and we catch it. Because any idiot can catch a pink elephant. I mean a blue elephant. Fudge.
You did it again.
You screwed it up.
Well, you get the point. I'm sick. It's a good joke.
Okay, I think I can actually tell the joke that I mentioned earlier, inspired by the Trainese comment from Takuma, telling Matoro to improve. Okay, so a man makes it into prison. You know,
Makes it
did
into
something-
that was his goal?
Yes. He was Joe
Hey, look,
Bluth
Ma,
from
I
Arrested
made it.
Development. He intentionally got into prison. No, so a guy ends up in prison. You know, they go through the usual chat. Oh, how did you end up here? Blah blah blah. So in prison, all these guys are just sitting around with absolutely nothing to do. And it's dead quiet. And all of a sudden, one of the prisoners, says 26. And everybody just bursts out laughing, except for the new guy. He's absolutely confused what the heck's going on. But everyone's dying hysterically after this guy says 26. But then it goes dead quiet again. And they're just sitting around. And another guy goes 12. And then everybody's just like, ha, 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 ha. You know, they're just like dying laughing again. And then it goes dead quiet. And then this just keeps going on where they're just saying random numbers and bursting out laughing. So the new prisoner gets fed up. He's like, dude, what the heck is going on here? Why is everybody laughing at freaking numbers? And one of the inmates replies, well, you know, when we're all in here for so long, like we can only tell the same jokes over and over. We run out of stuff. So we've just decided we're going to memorize. We're just going to like assign each joke to a number and memorize it. And then we could just say the number and everybody laughs because we all know the same jokes. And he's like, all right. So the next day, they're all just sitting around telling jokes again. You know, one of them goes like 15, ha 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 ha, and you know, just doing the same thing. And finally, the new inmate decides to chime in 5, and absolutely dead silent. Everybody looks at him, kind of ticked off actually, and he doesn't know what he did wrong. He thought he said a joke, and they should all laugh. So he decides to ask, like, hey, what happened? Like, why aren't they laughing at my joke? And the other inmate replies, you need to work on the delivery more.
Oh my god. Legendary.
Wow.
I was just picturing you
What
in
a fitting
prison.
punchline.
That was mucho clever.
Thank you. Maybe next week I'll tell you guys the story of the pink gorilla. Pray that you probably don't hear it.
I will.
I will
Well,
too.
I mean, maybe I'll end up not being on the podcast. Maybe I'll say it
Can
before.
Can
Who
we hear
knows?
a different joke next week? Can we have a joke segment?
The
A
joke
different
podcast.
joke?
No, this
Yeah.
podcast is a joke.
We'll do a spin-off podcast, just me and you, and it'll just be us telling bad jokes the whole time.
You know, I don't even remember how you even reacted the first time I told you that joke. I think
I was
you
just
found...
like, all right. Yeah.
Well,
Cool.
yeah, I mean, it's hard to read your reactions to stuff half the time. Feels bad, man.
So a couple blondes decide to go fishing.
Oh boy.
So they go out. They don't own a boat, so they have to rent a boat, right? So they go to the boat rental place. They get the boat. They get their fishing gear. They head out on that lake. They're ready to go. They just kind of mosey around. They don't really know a whole lot about what makes a good fishing spot, so they just test a couple spots until they find one where they're getting some bites. So they sit there a while, and they start pulling in the fish like crazy, just bite after bite after bite. And one of the blondes looks at the other and says, "Man, this is a great spot. We gotta like find a way to mark this spot for next time or something." The other blonde's like, "Oh, I have an idea." And so she reaches into her pocket, pulls out like a Sharpie, makes an X in the bottom of the boat. The other blonde's like, "You dummy, that's not gonna work. What if we don't get the same boat?"
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Legendary. Can we do top 10 jokes of 2018?
We
Top
have
10 jokes.
That's so we have a topic specifically for that.
Dead baby jokes?
No. Yeah, we already have a Takuma baby joke. We don't need him to be dead.
Takuma dead baby jokes?
Okay.
Google,
No.
excuse me?
All
Any
right,
jokes from
I
you?
regret asking you to be on here.
Why did little Johnny drop his ice cream cone?
Go on.
Because he got hit by a van or bus.
Hey!
You know,
Anti-jokes.
yeah. Matoro skyrockets to most controversial member of TTV.
I didn't mean it. I wasn't being serious.
Matoro just casually brings up insensitive topics.
trying to think of a joke that doesn't like push the envelope for what we'd allow on the podcast.
It's like
Okay.
I know.
I can see like Matoro up at an open mic. It's like, hey everyone,
No,
let's talk.
no.
Let's talk about something that'll make
Dead
us all
Matoro in a
laugh.
comedy club.
So,
Oh my god.
I was
Murder.
in Washington, D.C. with my friends, and man, you should have seen the pictures I took. We all looked.
No!
Ta-da!
Sometimes I forget we're on a podcast here. And I just talk like I normally would. And then I get in trouble.
Double-faced.
Matoro, you need more avenues to be funny. You're funny. We need a show. We need stand up with Matoro.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I can see that going so well.
It'd be great, dude. Just let her
Okay.
loose.
All right, so a group of blondes walks into a bar and they start chanting 54 days, 54 days, rah, rah, 54 days. And the bartender's confused, and he's like, ah, whatever. So they're chanting, and then another group of blondes comes in to join them. And now there's an even bigger group saying 54 days, rah, rah, 54 days. And it just keeps going. More people, more blondes keep coming in, and they're all chanting 54 days. And the bartender is getting annoyed with how many people are showing up just to chant the stupid number. He's like, hey, what's going on here? And the leader of the blondes comes up to the bartender, and he's like, well, we went to the store, and we saw a Lego set, and it said 2 to 5 years on it, and we built it in 54 days.
Oh my gosh. Holy crud.
That's pretty good.
I just modified the joke right now to make it Lego relevant.
Was it
You're
originally like a
welcome.
puzzle?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah,
Perfect.
So this old blind guy hobbles into a bar, and he finds his way up. He finds his way up to the counter, orders a drink, and he's sitting there quiet for a few minutes, and he just kind of shouts out to the whole bar, "Hey, does anyone want to hear a blonde joke?" The bartender says, "Oh, hold on, let me stop you right there. You should, before you tell any blonde jokes, you should know I'm a blonde, and I also run one of the toughest gangs in town. Person to your left, also a blonde. She's the bouncer, and she's a heavyweight
good one.
champion. Person to your right, also a blonde, black belt champion. Now, let me ask you, do you really want to tell that joke?" The blind old man says, "Well, no. Not if I'm going to have to explain it 3 times.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you wouldn't get it anyway.
Holy crud, that's amazing.
I love it.
Famous final words. That's right, Kaz.
Famous last words. Ripperoni, that bar.
Ugh.
Yeah, guys. So jokes. This is a
No,
TTV
really.
podcast. Yeah, we can
No, you
pump
ruined
out
the
those
awkward
jokes.
silence.
I think
What the heck?
we've hit the bottom of the barrel for this week.
Meso, come on.
noise.
This
Awkward
is peak
talking.
TTV. This is peak TTV right
Oh,
now.
I can talk about how my greatest gaming regret ever. I've done again. So
Oh,
I guess I should mention this because I may as well hold myself accountable in the public eye. So
all right.
I've said before, usually games that are bad. OG Destiny was bad, Halo 5 was bad, Mass Effect 3's ending was bad. Usually, games I buy, I don't regret purchases because I make my peace with it. I get as much fun as I can out of it. I'm not one for buyer's remorse. But there's one game I have extreme buyer's remorse on, and it was Mass Effect Andromeda. Because I not only bought it at launch, but I coerced Eljay into buying it at launch because of how much we loved Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. And anyone who remotely likes video games knows how that game went. I'm not going to spend 10 hours reciting it. Just big meme, I'll say that. Well, I bought it again. For a second time.
For full price.
No. I bought it on PC's Origin sale because it's on sale for $4. And I was like, okay, you know what? I never played the campaign. I owned it on Xbox before. I kind of want to try playing the single player on PC with good graphics and mouse and keyboard and all that. I think it's worth $4. But I feel like it's going to be a tough pill to swallow if I, for some reason, don't end up finishing the game. Like almost every single other game I've bought for my PC that I've never touched the single player components on. I shall become that which I despise and critique someone who is foolish with money.
Well, I just think it's worse that I've managed to dupe my dad into potentially buying it based off you saying that.
I mean, look, a lot of people were memeing on the internet going like, oh, you know, it's Mass Effect Andromeda. That isn't worth 50 cents. But that's not actually true. It's not a horrendous video game. The campaign it might not be top tier. The writing might be poor. The facial animations might be poor, but there's still a compelling, RPG in there, even with just the gameplay systems and the character customization and stuff. There's a lot to enjoy, especially for $4. I think it's a worthwhile purchase. And there's also a robust multiplayer mode, even if it is hot garbage. So, I don't know. Cass says, I wish I could use this excuse for Sonic 06. I wish I was a Sonic fan when Sonic 06 came out. It seems like it was a fun time. Anyway.
Was it though?
I don't know, man. So that's honestly it. I think that's it for this week's TTV podcast.
All right, thanks for watching. No.
Do we have any Christmas-related things we would like to say?
Merry Christmas.
Any creative Christmas-related things?
Christmas is a good one. I agree with the Merry Christmas sentiment.
Oh no, all right, good joke, guys. All right, knock knock.
Who's there?
The police. Your grandma was just hit by a reindeer. Sorry to inform you of that.
Grandma.
Matoro, what? Eljay, do you have any potential final words? Says Prentice.
He was the salt shaker.
Thank you.
Hmm.
I fail to see the malt relevancy in that tale.
Wow. He went to go downstairs to flip the breaker, only to find out the house was already breaker.
What? Wow. Mangosteen! Do the Mangosteen!
May we all do the Mangosteen Fortnite epic victory royale dance in memory of Eljay's deceased.
Okay, that's the other thing about working at Target. The amount of little kids doing the Fortnite floss dance just in Target.
Oh my god, my friend
epic.
memorized all of the Fortnite dances for some reason,
What?
and she's like super good at them. No, I don't know why. She just likes to do things like this.
Who needs microtransactions? Just learn the dance yourself.
She's crazy. She literally memorized all of them, and she's so good at them. It's odd.
I find it funny. Like I know emotes have existed for a long time in games, so I'm not gonna say Destiny pioneered the concept. But Destiny was very big on using like real life dances and making translations to the game. Fortnite completely ripped that off.
That's because it's easy.
Warcraft was doing that well before Destiny.
For yourself, it's cheaper that way.
Yeah.
Also,
I don't have a problem with it. It's just like I see people calling it the Fortnite floss dance, and it's like that dance was in Destiny before it was in Fortnite, and it also existed before Fortnite. So,
Same can be said about a lot of. There's like at least 2 or 3 people that are suing Fortnite for using their dances without permission.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, like, a lot of those dances already exist in other media without that happening.
So
There was, like, even someone that posted on Reddit, like, all the different variants of the Carlton dance that have, like, ended up in other media, aside from Fortnite.
Does Fortnite have the Hotline Bling dance? That's the real question.
That's the one thing is that the guy, what's his name? Is it DJ Khaled or is that someone else? I don't know.
No, Drake made Hotline Bling.
Drake. Okay. He actually wants the Hotline Bling dance in
Oh
in
yeah, because
Fortnite, from what I've
he
heard.
played Fortnite with Ninja. Oh my gosh, that was the best crossover of all time, guys. Let me tell you, I didn't watch it.
that's why he was at the Game Awards.
Oh god,
Also,
man.
I don't know if my
Oh my
beautiful
goodness,
poem.
the pink gorilla versus the pink elephant. No, what's horror? Why? I haven't even told the pink
Never
gorilla
wanted a
joke
movie
yet.
so bad.
I don't know if my
Next
joke made it
week,
on air
maybe.
because I had my microphone muted on XSplit because I didn't want to be annoying. Not on Discord.
Wait, what?
That's a proprietary content there.
Wait, so
You're
there
gonna
might
have
have
to-
been a period of silence in the podcast?
Maybe I don't know. Because it might have just picked up Discord's audio as well. I simply have no idea. So, and I can't check because otherwise the audio will bleed through. So I rely heavily on the comments in the live YouTube chat.
I mean, I'm sure you'll hear no end of it.
Well.
Yeah, let me know later. All right. Well, this will be the end of TTV Podcast 308 Christmas episode. I hope all of you listening have a very Merry Christmas, filled with fun, joy, family time.
Merry Christmas.
Post in the comments what you got for Christmas. If you got anything, that relevant to Lego or, anything at all.
We don't care about anything else. We don't care about your trash unless it's Lego.
Share if you got anything cool in the comments below. You're gonna look forward
Stay
to one more.
steadfast and strong and quick on your feet. Merry Christmas to all, and to all go yeet.
I'm gonna pretend
Wow.
you didn't say that.
This is 2018. I just
Epic.
heard Takuma say yeet. What's next?
Well,
YOLO swag?
It's a good way to end the year. Get it all
Epic,
out
epic
of there at
win.
the end of the year.
We're gonna have one more
Victory
podcast
Royale.
episode for 2018. I don't know what it'll be, Brick Feed or
Oh my
TTV,
gosh.
but
Hi.
you can look forward to that. That'll be our New Year's
Can
spectacular.
we write eat on our sock?
Do what you want to do.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
you can make your own sock. Go for it. Yeah, that ain't
Maybe I
TTV
will.
merch.
Maybe I will make my own socks. Maybe I'll
Alright.
go over to.
Maybe I will
maybe,
make them.
Yeah, yeah.
Go for it.
Maybe I will.
We'll call it the
I dare
TT
you.
Yeet.
Bet. Wow. No TTV. Get that out of here.
All right. Thank you all very much for watching. Time for our weekly patron shout out. Let's see if I pick someone new this time.
Also,
That certainly is the challenge, isn't it?
also the topic.
This week,
Who's gonna be? Who?
this week goes to Scorpio 589.
Oh
Thank
my
you
gosh,
very much.
Meso, this is the 100th time you've shouted them out.
Bah humbug. Eljay, what were we saying about the topic?
They got a cool name.
Top 10 moments of TTV in 2018. It's topic on the boards. Head on over there with your.
Vote for this one, this episode, the Comedy Club.
Please don't put this episode in. I'm sick. I'm
Eljay
ill.
tells a
6 out of
joke
10 are
muted.
just going to be LJ coughs.
It's
But,
just silence.
Just
But the specific silence,
Oh my
the
gosh, we need,
specific
we
audio
need to have
clip.
TTV performing the sound of silence. It'll be great.
there. We just did it.
Nope, that's
No,
not.
we should
We'd have to get
do a cover of 4 minutes and 33 seconds by John Cage.
yeah.
But yeah, no. Just head on over to the massage boards, and there's a topic: top 10 moments of TTV in 2018. Just take a video that you think should be nominated, go to the topic, post it, and post a timestamp of the moment you want to see in the poll. So head on over there. You have until the end of the month to do that, and then we're going to make a poll. We're going to pick our favorites from what was posted, and we're going to make a poll, and you can vote for which one. You can vote for the order. So, it's going to be really cool. Okay.
Wonderful.
When do I play the music?
Right now.
I
Thank
hope
you
it's
everyone
not
for
too
listening to
music.
TTV 308.
Okay, that's good.
And yeah, we'll see you all next week. I'm Meso.
I'm Eljay.
I'm Invi.
I'm Takuma.
And I'm Matoro.
Farewell, everybody. Have a very Merry Christmas.
The O word.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you, man.
I hope I don't hallucinate again tonight.